Tonight on First at 9 this Saturday the 30th of September 2023. Heavy deluge. Over 5,000 people affected from inclement weather. Landslide warnings extended to 8 districts. Banned. Single-use plastics prohibited across the island from tomorrow. Stern action against possession of any stocks.
ඔබේ විශ්වාසය දෙනු සෙන්සුරයින් දැන් ළඟමැති ෆාමසියෙන් ලබාගත හැක.
This is AdaDerana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to AdaDerana First at 9. I'm AdaDerana joining you live with the latest in Sri Lanka and around the world. Now in your top story tonight, the Department of Meteorology says the prevailing inclement weather condition grappling the island is expected to continue on to the coming few days. Meanwhile, the Disaster Management Centre in its situation report said a total of 5,051 people from the districts of Ratnapura, Kalutara and Mathura have been affected by heavy rainfall. Further early landslide warnings issued to 8 districts in the island, including Galle and Hambantota, were extended by the National Building Research Organisation. Here's a report on the latest weather condition around the island. According to the Disaster Management Centre, a total of 5,051 people from the Ratnapura, Kalutara and Mathura districts were affected by heavy rainfall. The highest number of families affected by the prevailing weather patterns were reported from the Ratnapura district, amounting to 199 families, comprising 770 individuals. Further, the Kalutara district reported a total of 272 families which were affected by heavy rainfall. The Mathura district, meanwhile, recorded 3,274 persons of 804 families who were affected by the prevailing inclement weather. The highest rainfall during the past 24 hours was recorded from Colombo Fort, amounting to 138.5 millimeters. Taking the prevailing weather patterns into consideration, the Irrigation Department said water levels of rivers including Gin, Nilvala and Kalu continued to rise. Several roads, including the Baddegama-Nagoda main road and the Nagoda-Mapalagama main road, were inundated due to the overflowing of the Gin river. Areas including Akurassa, Kamburupitiya and Tihagoda continue to experience floods owing to the overflowing of the Nilvala river. In Bulat Sinhala, meanwhile, houses and lowlands in the Maduravela Divisional Secretariat area were inundated as a result of the increasing water levels of the Kalu River. Traffic on several routes in the Ratnapura Alapatha Divisional Secretariats, which includes the Alupatha Niralgama main road, were disrupted. Meanwhile, the Attanagal Reservoir overflowed from the Dunamale area, which resulted in minor floods in the region. Several houses in Tiharia were flooded due to the overflowing of the Attanagal Reservoir. Further, traffic on the Gampaha-Jayala main road was also disrupted. Meanwhile, the body of a 21-year-old who had reportedly gone missing after being washed away while crossing a stream in the Padukka area was recovered this afternoon. The body was found in a canal near the Galagedara bridge in Padukka. In the Atharugiri Divisional Secretariat, meanwhile, 200 families who are dependent on paddy cultivation were affected due to the flooding of the Wallavilla paddy field. Further flood warnings issued to the lowlands in close proximity to the rivers Gin, Nilvala and Kalu as well as the Attanagal Reservoir were extended for the next 24 hours. The water level of the Kalniya River continued to increase owing to the heavy rainfall in the area.
අත්තනගලුවේ කැලණි ගඟ, කළු ගඟ, ගින් ගඟ සහ නිල්වලා ගඟ කියන ප්‍රධාන ගංගාවනොත් ඒ අතර පිහිටි පින්තර ගඟ සහ පොල්ලතු මෝදර ගඟ වැනි අතු ගංගාවල් වලත් පවතින ගංගතුර තත්ත්වයන් වර්ධනය විය හැකි ක්ෂණිකවම වර්ෂා තත්ත්වයේ විශේෂ වර්ධනයක් සිදු වුවහොත්.
Against this backdrop, the National Building Research Organisation extended early landslide warnings issued to 8 districts. Accordingly, early landslide warnings issued to Galle, Hambantota, Kalutara, Kandy, Galle, Mathale, Mathura and Ratnapura were extended until 10 am tomorrow.
Due to prevailing rainy conditions and the weather forecast issued by the Department of Meteorology, the landslide early warning has been extended to 10 am tomorrow in the following areas. Warning level 2 alert amber warning was issued to Nelua Division Secretary Division Galle District, Ingiriya Division Secretary Division Kalutara District, Pasbaya Korle Division Secretary Division Kandy District, Kottapala and Pitabeddara Division Secretary Division Mathura District, Ayagama, Palmadulla, Kuruvita, Kalawana, Aliyagoda, Kiriyalla, Ratnapura, Alapatha and Nivitigala Divisional Secretary Divisions in Ratnapura District. In addition to that, warning level 1, which yellow warning was issued to LPTA Divisional Secretary Division Galle District, Walasmulla Division Division Hamantura District, Walallavita, Matugama, Agalawatta and Budasingha Division Divisions in Kaltara District, Ruanala, Dehiovita, Kegol, Dernegal and Yatiantota Division Division Kegol District, Mulatian and Atulia Division Division Matra District, Imulpen Colonna Division Division in Ratamura District, Yatavatta Division Division Madhya District.
Further, the Department of Meteorology said the prevailing weather pattern is expected to continue to the next few days.
Southwest monsoon condition is still active over the island, therefore showers or thunder showers can be expected in the western, Sabaragamuwa, southern and northwestern provinces and in Kandy and Norali district the next 24 hours also. So fairly heavy showers above 50 millimeters can be expected at times in the western Sabaragamuwa provinces and in Gol and Matra district. Also showers or thunder showers can be expected at a few places in Uva and Batikolo district during evening and night. Fairly strong winds about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected at times in the northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in Trincomalee and Hambantota district.
Now, meanwhile, the Gazette notification issued banning the manufacture and use of several types of single-use and short-term plastic products will come into effect from tomorrow. Addressing media on this matter, Chairman of the Central Environment Authority, Supunes Pathirige, said that the banned plastic products in possession of traders will be seized as per the provisions of the National Environment Act, and measures will be taken to prosecute them. On the 13th of February, the Cabinet approved the ban on the import, domestic manufacture, sale and local use of plastic products, including single-use plastic drinking straws and stirrers, single-use plastic plates, cups except for yogurt cups, spoons, forks and knives, including yogurt spoons made of plastic, plastic garlands and string hopper molds made of plastic. The decision was made following the recommendations made by an expert committee which was appointed to examine the importation, domestic production, sale and local use of 7 single-use plastic and polythene products during a cabinet meeting held in August 2021. On the 19th of July, the Gazette prohibiting the use of the said plastic items in any process, trade or industry within Sri Lanka with effect from the 1st of October was issued by the Minister of Environment, Nazir Ahmed.
ලංකාව තුළ විතරක් දවසකට මෙට්‍රික් ටොන් 900ත් 950ත් අතර ප්‍රමාණයක් ප්ලාස්ටික් අපද්‍රව්‍ය බැහැර කරනවා. හැබැයි අපේ පළාත් පාලන අධිකාරිය හරහා සියල්ලම හරහා අපිට එකතු කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ටොන් 300යි 350යි. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි බැහැර කරන ප්‍රමාණයෙන් 3න් 2ක්ම අපිට එකතු කරන්න බැරි විදිහට අපි විසික් කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒකෙනුත් අපිට රීසයිකල් කරන්න වෙන්නේ 10%ත් 15ත් අතර ප්‍රමාණයක්. තහනම් කරපු ද්‍රව්‍ය ආනයනය ලංකාවට මේ වසරේ අප්‍රේල් මාසයේ පළවෙනි ඉඳන් තහනම් කරලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට මේ තිබුණ යම්කිසි ස්ටොක් එකක් තිබ්බනම් මාවිතේ ඉවත් කරන්න තමයි අපි මේ කාලේ ලබා දුන්නේ. තවදුරටත් ස්ටොක් එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඉතින් පස්සේ තියෙන මේ ටික නීති විරෝධී. ඒ අනුව එතකොට අපිට ජාතික පරිසර පනත අනුව මෙම තොග අත්අඩංගුවට අරගෙන නීති අනුකූලව අධිකරණ ක්‍රියාමාර්ග අරගෙන අපි මේ සම්බන්ධව කටයුතු කරනවා. ප්ලාස්ටික් කැඳි ගෑරුපු භාවිතා කරන්නේ ලංකාවේ තියෙන ප්‍රධාන අන්තර්ජාතික සහ ජාතික අවන්හල්. මේ සියලු දෙනාම කැඳවලා අපි ඒ අයගේ අවශ්‍යතාවයන් ලබා දිය හැකි වෙළඳ මහත්තුරුන් අපි අඳුන්වා දීමකට ලක් කරා. ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රාෆ්ට් කවුන්සිල් එක මේ නෝඩ ඉදිරියට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා මධ්‍යම පරිසර අධිකාරියත් එක්ක. ඒගොල්ලෝ යටතේ ඉන්න නිෂ්පාදකීන් ප්ලාස්ටික් හැඳි ගෑරුප්පු වෙනුවට ලී හැඳි ගෑරුප්පු ඒ වගේම නැවත නැවත භාවිතා කර හැකි හැඳි ගෑරුප්පු අපිට ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා. ප්ලාස්ටික් හැඳි ගෑරුප්පු වලට වඩා රුපියලක් අඩුවෙන් මේ හැන්දක් ගෑරුප්පුවක් ලබා දෙන දේශීය ව්‍යවසායකයන් පිරිසක් බිහි වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මේ මගින් විශාල ඩොලර් ප්‍රමාණයක් රටට ඉතුරු කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Now, Minister of Justice Dr. Vijaydas Rajapaksa called on all rich nations to reduce large investments made to the weapons manufacturing industry and spend more on peace building to reduce poverty rates. Addressing an event in Colombo, the Justice Minister is of the view that global action is essential for this endeavour rather than continued advocacy.
The Global Youth Peace Fest commenced at the BMICH in Colombo today under the patronage of former President and head of the International Summit Council for Peace, Maithripala Sirisena.
Peace is the most important as well as the most expensive thing in the world. The peace must begin at home, then to the village, then in the country, then globally. If the world is dedicated for the peace, there won't be poverty in the world. The multi-billion industry is the weaponry industry. Many rich countries, several trillions allocate every year for their defense or security. For that purpose that they manufacture weapons worth over trillions of dollars. Weapons are only meant to kill the people, to harm the people. If that much of funds could be utilized for the promotion and upholding of the peace, I don't believe that there will be any poverty in any country in this world. I think that is what that we should target. Most of the powerful nation, they always preach, they always talk about the peace. So many peace conferences have been held. Even United Nations is the same. Only they are just talking, preaching, just to maintain the peace in the world. But the same people behind the screen, they invest billions and billions of money for what? To make weapons to kill people. I think we'll have to get over this problem.
Youth should be an asset to a country and not a hindrance or burden. As the seniors born in the previous century, I strongly believe our utmost responsibility is to guide young leaders based on our experiences and wisdom. The change we are dreaming is to make the world a better place for humankind. It is not difficult task, but it needs commitment and unconventional approaches. I strongly believe your effort will make success to that goal.
Now, leader of the National People's Power, Anurakumara Dissanayake, says the Electricity Board will be increasing electricity tariffs in order to meet the demands of the IMF representatives, as they have not been satisfied with the revenue generated by the CEB. He further highlighted that in order to meet the demands and earn an income of 3 billion rupees within a span of 3 months, the Electricity Board will have to increase electricity tariffs by 22 to 26%. With that, here are some views presented in the political arena.
Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa called on Venerable Alle Gunawansa Thera at the Dharmayatane Temple in Colombo.
සමාජ මාධ්‍ය තමයි මාව ජනාධිපති කෙරුවේ. ඒ වගේම ඉතින් මට දිගට හරහට ගැහුවේ සමාජ මාධ්‍ය තමයි. රජයේ ඔය ගේන පනත මොකද්ද කියලා තාම අපිට පෙන්නලා නැහැ, දැකලා නැහැ.
දැන් මේ විදුලි බිල නැවත වතාවක් වැඩි කරන්න යෝජනාවක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
අසාධාරණයි නේ. මේ ජීවත් වෙන්නේ කොහොමද මිනිස්සු?
දැන් ජාත්‍යන්තර මූල්‍ය අරමුදල දෙවනි වාරිකයේ ගෙවනවද කියන සාකච්ඡා යනවා. ඒ සාකච්ඡාවේදී විදුලි බල මණ්ඩලයේ ආදායම පිළිබඳ ඒගොල්ලෝ සෑහීමකට පත් වෙලා නැහැ. කොච්චර වැඩි කරත් මන්දිලු. නිසා ඒගොල්ලෝ කියලා තියෙනවා ඉදිරි මාස 3 විදුලි බල මණ්ඩලය අතිරේකව රුපියල් කෝටි 3000ක් හොයාගන්න ඕන කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? මාසයකට කෝටි 1000ක් වැඩියෙන් හොයාගන්න ඕන. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? නුදුරේම ලයිට් බිල 22ක් 27 අතර ප්‍රමාණකින් වැඩි වෙනවා. සමහර විට හෙට රෑ නැත්තම් 15 රෑ.
Now, in more local developments, a dismembered corpse of a 51-year-old was recovered by the police on Thursday. Following the incident, the Sri Lanka police has called for public assistance to apprehend a 55-year-old suspect in relation to the murder. Meanwhile, the Bar Association of Sri Lanka has issued a statement today calling on the government to launch an investigation into the sudden resignation of Mullaitivu District Judge and Magistrate T. Saravanaraja. With that, here's a look at more news across the island in brief. A dismembered corpse of a 51-year-old was recovered by the police on Thursday on the banks of the Kalni River, nearly 1 meter away from the suspect's residence. CCTV footage revealed that the deceased had met with the suspect, a 55-year-old male, outside a restaurant before she went missing. Subsequently, the police called for public assistance to apprehend the suspect in relation to the murder. Meanwhile, further investigations into the matter are being carried out by the Sapugaskanda and Mulleriava police. A Civil Defence Department officer attached to the Mapakada Vava Wildlife Regional Office was arrested for shooting a female elephant. The tusker that was shot recently participated in the annual Randoli Perhara of the Mahiyangana Rajamahavihara. The officer in question had shot the elephant Sita after mistaking it for a wild elephant that had crossed the river. The injured 48-year-old elephant was later treated by veterinary surgeons of the Wildlife Conservation Department. In other news, following the resignation of the Mullaitivu District Judge and Magistrate T. Saravanaraja from all judicial positions yesterday, the Bar Association of Sri Lanka has called on the government to initiate a thorough impartial investigation into the matter. In a statement issued, the BASL has raised its concerns over the matter as it was alleged that the district judge's decision to step down was prompted by threats. The BASL has further stated that such actions, if found to be true, would not only undermine the independence of the judiciary but also erode public trust in the justice system. Now, the 63rd medical clinic of the medical clinic series operated by AdaDerana was held today at the Anura Mahavidyalaya in Galanbindunuweva, Nikaweva. The aim of the medical series is to identify patients suffering from kidney disease at an early stage and direct them for proper treatment. Concurrently, an eye examination clinic was also held with the assistance of the Sri Lanka Ophthalmology Association, where free spectacles were provided. Meanwhile, the medical clinic was sponsored by the Ragamaleeson's Hospital. Further, Aqualife Waters, Cipla Pharma Lanka and IIHS institution made notable contributions to make the clinic a success. For the latest developments in the world of business, join us on the other side of the short commercial break.
ගොඩමඩ පෙරලි කරන බලපුළුවන්කාරයා මහින්ද්‍රා යුවෝ ටීමෝ වෙතින්. වැඩම ගොඩයි ගොඩම තමයි. ස්වරාජ් ට්‍රැක්ටර් ටීමෝ වෙතින්.
Welcome back. Now in your business news, State Minister of Finance Shahan Semasinghe reveals that although the government has plans to set up a holding company for SOEs, no commitment has been made so far to the International Monetary Fund in setting up such a holding company. Addressing a media briefing, the State Minister said that discussions are currently underway on how the holding company will be structured.
I don't want it to call it as a commitment, but there is a plan where we have a holding company of the SOEs. So how the holding company is being designed is being discussed. So we are now working within this framework of the IMF. It is not only the IMF who is supporting us. All the other multilateral finance agencies are supporting us. All the development partners are supporting us. So we will get the technical know-how and assistance from those parties also to ensure that state-owned enterprises won't become a burden to the economy anymore. There is a unit established under the Finance Ministry. So the unit will propose the appropriate plans to the Cabinet of Ministers first. So once the Cabinet approves it, we can decide how we are proceeding forward. No, that report has not been submitted as yet.
Now in your latest corporate update, SoftLogic Finance PLC recently issued a statement highlighting that all resolutions set out in its notice of meeting were passed at the annual general meeting held recently. In similar news, Lotus Hydropower PLC also issues a statement highlighting the successful completion of its annual general meeting where key directors were re-elected and reappointed to their respective positions. SoftLogic Finance PLC recently announced that all resolutions set out in the notice of meeting were approved by the shareholders of the company on Wednesday, the 27th of September. According to the notice of meeting, the key resolutions included the re-election of H.K. Kaimal and the reappointments of H.S. Sisiradabre and R.J. Pereira as directors of the company. According to the financial records of the company, SoftLogic Finance PLC incurred a loss of 2.9 billion rupees this year, up from 935 million rupees in the previous year. Mahaweli Reach Hotels PLC also released a statement highlighting that all resolutions set out in the notice of meeting were approved by its shareholders at the annual general meeting held on Wednesday, the 27th of September. At the meeting, key directors including W.P. Hettiarachchi and A. Noordin were re-elected, while several others were reappointed as directors of the company. As per the annual report of the company, Mahaweli Reach PLC reported a loss of 12 million rupees for the year ending 31st of March 2023, down from a loss of 176 million rupees in the previous year. Meanwhile, Lotus Hydropower PLC also issued a notice highlighting that its resolutions set out in the notice of meeting were approved by the company's shareholders at the annual general meeting held recently. At the AGM, Krishnamurthy Gaurishankar was re-elected as the director of the company, while Udita Harilal Palihakkara and Dr. Tirunjana Sambandar were reappointed as directors of the company. Lotus Hydropower PLC was able to accumulate 43.7 million rupees in profit this year, down from 81 million rupees in the previous year. And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of AdaDerana First at 9. Stay in touch with us on www.adaderana.lk for the latest developments around the clock. Thank you. Have a great night.
For news and information you can trust 24 hours a day, visit AdaDerana.lk.